Hello, this is DJ Mega 817, and I'm back with another Pokemon anime video. This is actually going to be a part two to my first one, so this will be a Pokemon anime rant slash review part 2. Black in parentheses best wishes slash the universe region saga review slash whatever. So pretty much I am going to be talking about best wishes, well, most of it, because it's not technically finished yet, but I don't really care anymore. The main important stuff is finished for the most part, at least that's what I see it as. And the thing is, if I don't do it now, then I'm gonna wait until like September 14th, which I might do. I might redo the video, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll see how that works out. But I kind of want to do it now because I don't feel like waiting that long. And again, there's not really much to talk about with the current season in the anime. The whole Da arc, which is just horrible, and I'll get into my feelings on that. Now, this is doing this because this is sort of a reaction to the Pokemon anime X and Y trailer, which showed Ash looking a little older, having wearing Red's cap, and people are getting excited about it. I'm like, and he came out of a plane, sound like Luffy from One Piece, and I'm like, okay. But people are actually getting excited for this. Alright, I can see why. Because Ash actually looks older. Something he hasn't looked since Sinnoh, maybe? But he actually does look a lot older. I'm pretty sure he's still 10 years old. And he's wearing Red's cap. However, at the same time, people are speculating as well. Not everyone's jumping the gun to say this is going to be a good region. Because I know I'm not. I am very skeptical about how it's going to be. We can get into that. Let's talk about how this region was handled. And then I'll guess like towards the end of the video I talk about how I feel about the special. Even though I kind of just did that right now. Not the special, I mean the trailer. As far as the region itself, this region is probably one of the most controversial ones. I know Sinnoh was a very controversial one, with Dawn's character and all of that, and how Ash was handled. But this one has become more controversial for some reasons. First and foremost, they start the region off with Ash. Oh, first off, they start off the region announcing that Ash is still 10 years old, which was their first strike. That they shouldn't have done that. Well, first off, he shouldn't be 10 years. He shouldn't still be 10 years old at all. Especially when it's been stated that when Ash back in the Kanto region in the Indigo League season, the first season, when Ash got to the 8th gym of the Kanto region, he actually said it's been a year since he left for his journey to become a Pokemon Master. So with that being said, it took him at least a year to get all 8 badges. For him to still be 10 years old now, it just makes absolutely no sense, and that is indeed a plot hole. It is. You can say, oh well, maybe it took like a few weeks or months. We've seen days pass, and look, I would actually even take that if it wasn't for the fact that it was stated back in the first region that it actually took him a year to actually pretty much get all badges. Even if you say time hasn't moved that fast, it still took him at least. I would say it still took at least a year and a half for him to do a lot of stuff he's been through up to this point. So it's still a plot hole. He should still be like at least 11 or 12 or something. Honestly, I would say like 14, 15. No, actually more like 15, 16 he should be like now. Since by that logic, it would take him the same amount of time to go to each of the regions. Plus, the other side stuff he did, like the Orange League and the Battle Frontier. So I'm just saying. It should be at least like 15, but I would even settle for 11 years old. I would actually settle for that. But him still being 10 years old is just stupid. I know I spent more time on that. I spent more time on that than I thought I would, but I just had to mention that because I know people are going to mention it since I'm talking about this. Because that's like a big, like, WTF that it was really stupid. Moving on. The next controversial thing I'm going to talk about, which is going to be probably half the video, because this is something I have a problem. Not really a problem with it, but the way it was done. But I'm going to save it for, actually I'm going to save it for later. Another thing that they did that annoyed some people is that they got rid of Brock. So this time, Ash's companions are starting out completely fresh. There is no Brock, no Misty, no May, no Dawn, no Max. It's just Ash and 2 new companions. The first one is, I believe, the champion of the Universe region in the games, Iris. And the second one is one of the first gym leaders, Silent. So those are Ash's new companions, and I will get into how I feel about them, how I thought they were done later in these videos. The third thing that they did that annoyed some people was reset Pikachu's power levels again. 3 and number 4, which is reset Pikachu's power levels and reset Ash's mind, and pretty much bring both of them back to beginner level. Now I do agree with this that was another really stupid thing that they did. A lot of this they did like in the first 2 episodes. Actually, like the first 6 episodes, they did not. They did some stupid stuff for 6 episodes. They did some good stuff too, but yeah, they might have outshined it at some points or another. But that was really dumb. What they pretty much did was, first off, they had Pikachu get injured for the 3rd time, I think. Yeah, it's like a 3rd, 4th time this has happened, because first he got injured with what was it? Those birds that attacked Pikachu back in the first episode, and then you had the of Hoenn. No, it was like around the end of Johto, or the beginning of Hoenn, when T-Rock was trying to capture Pikachu, and they strapped him to a magnet, and then he was overflowing with electricity, so his powers got reset. They did, and then May's bike, as well as annoying stuff. And then you had Dawn, where it happened again, where T-Rock tried capturing it, and it injured it, but it went on for like 3 episodes. Oh, that was annoying. How the Star region, really? And they do it again, but this time it's with a legendary. A legendary shocks Pikachu. Pikachu gets overflowing electricity. He has a problem. Then he has a short-circuiting problem when he battles Ash's new rival, who's pretty much this region's Paul. For anyone that saw the Sinnoh region, you guys know who I'm talking about. And I already actually mentioned this in my previous part, that how much I enjoyed Paul's character, and I still do. I know some people don't like him because he's a douche, but that's kind of why I liked him. At least because he was a douche to Ash. As I said before, he put him in his place. And I still agree with that. I still agree with most of the stuff I said in that video. But anywho, you have that, Ash and losing the trip, because Trip was a beginner trainer, so people were pissed off with that. Ash throwing a Pokeball at a Pokemon without Iris having to tell him how to catch a Pokemon again. That was very irritating to watch. It gets a little better as it goes on, but that was just those were some really stupid parts. I think once Silent joins the group, it gets better, which isn't until the 6th episode of the region. But you have to deal with some stupid stuff like that. Yeah, so that was really annoying to watch. What else? Alright, I think I put it off long enough, so I might talk about this. One of my biggest things I had with this region, which is the Team Rocket change. Now, first and foremost, I actually enjoyed the Team Rocket games. I know a lot of people mixed feelings about it. When I first saw it, because I just saw like a random episode of with them wearing black and them actually being competent, I was like, okay, so they're more competent now. Okay, it was a bit of a shocker first because it was like because it kind of came out of nowhere. But that's the thing, though. I don't want to say it necessarily came out of nowhere. I do think they could have transitioned it better, but I think they tried to do this in Sinnoh. Because in Sinnoh, you had some development with Team Rocket, in which they felt like they needed to step up their villain game with the whole thing with Hunter J and Team Galactic. And actually, the whole Hunter J and Team Galactic situation in general is actually why they got a promotion first, because they did something that they should have done back in Hoenn when Aqua and Magma, broke up, which was they should have filed a report right away. They didn't Sinnoh that time, and it paid off for them. Now, and they did take credit for taking out Hunter J and Team Galactic, which wasn't a lie per se, because they did help. I mean, they did more than they did with Aqua and Magma back in Hoenn, but they did help to some extent, even if slightly. So it wasn't really a lie per se. There was truth to it. It's just they exaggerated it. Let's just say that. Now, fast forward to like last episode of Sinnoh, because the Team Galactic stuff and the 100J stuff ends on the 3rd season of Sinnoh. So after that, they have the season which is the Sinnoh League and all that type of stuff with League 4 and all that. So the last episode, they get a message from Giovanni telling them to go back to come back to their headquarters immediately. And they realize that Giovanni was actually pleased with them for once. So they try to capture Pikachu and everyone else's Pokemon. They fail, but when they go blasting off that time, they actually say, instead of just saying they're blasting off again, they say they're blasting off the victory, which they were, because in the very next episode, which is the beginning of Black and White, you see them, you see them answering to Giovanni directly, and them actually getting an important mission to take over the Unova region. So they get back, so they get sent to the Unova region on a plane, which I thought was kind of interesting. On the same plane afterwards, they try to capture Pikachu with a device that actually works for once. However, it gets destroyed by the legendary Zekrom, and that's how the whole Pikachu situation happens. However, in the next episode, they try to capture Pikachu again along with Iris's Axew. They succeed for the most part, but Oshawott winds up saving them. That's like one of the few times they actually used the Team Rocket balloon, but it wasn't the Youth one, it was actually a balloon with the Team Rocket R on it. They battle them, Team Rocket escapes. And this kind of continues on to like the 5th episode, because after that, Team Rocket kind of just stops chasing after Ash's Pikachu. Another thing I also have to mention is that they also mentioned the new evil team right off the back in this region. Because usually, well, they kind of did it with Aqua and Magma with Giovanni when he mentions it. But he actually mentions it to the trio. And not only that, but he's actually going out of his way to break them down. Because that's one of the main reasons why they were sent to the Unova region in the first place, was to, well, 1, to take over, and 2, to take out Team Plasma, which is the new evil team in this region. And the first 22 episodes, as far as the Team Rocket storyline is concerned, is a build-up to that. So, what happens? Here's the problem. This is where I get into my problems with this Team Rocket stuff. It was actually pretty good though, but it was good all up until the cancellation of the epic Team Rocket versus Team Plasma special that unfortunately we're never going to see beyond the clips or trailers that we saw for it. So we're probably never going to get to see that. I was hoping they would release it on DVD, but I don't think they're doing that. They just decided to altogether. And that's a whole nother rant. And people have already made rants about it, talking about how stupid that reason it is, and their reasons for it are kind of weak. Which I think, because like their main reasons, because there's a lot of urban destruction. There's a lot of violence. One of the characters may have died. We have no idea. And yes, characters in the show have died because Hunter J and her crew, they were killed. And Cyrus, he didn't necessarily die, but his fate is left ambiguous. But my problem with that is the fact that they showed that on screen. They showed what happened with Hunter J and her crew and how Team Galactic went out. They showed on screen, but they wouldn't show the Team Rocket and Team stuff. Because apparently one of the new Team Rocket agents that's introduced a little later on, which is his name is Pierce. You don't hear or see him after that special airs, so most people just assume he probably got killed or something. Or either that or he got really jacked up. It is definitely one of the two. There was also rumors that Giovanni got killed in that thing, but obviously that's not true because he comes back later on and we see him again. But the reason why this is a problem, because it's obvious that the Team Rocket and Team Plasma stuff, not just the special itself, but just the whole storyline in general, was supposed to be a big part in this region. And it wouldn't have been as bad with them canceling the special had they just put Plasma in it. But because they decided just to not only keep them out from most of the region, but even to an extent retcon them. And that's in their whole situation. Because later on, they decided to do the whole Black and White 2 Team Plasma. The ninja pirate looking Plasma, not the White Knights. I do feel like part of the reason for that is because if they did the White Knight storyline, then they would have to address the whole, Team Rocket versus Team Plasma special and what happened with that. Not necessarily what happened to the special itself, but what happened within the events of the special. Because they would have to address that. So they just took the easy way out. But what annoyed me even more was the fact that when they finally did Team Plasma, they only did like a 14-episode called The Anarch, and half of it was filler. And then like the rest of it was rushed. It really felt rushed. And then after that they do like a filler arc called I'm calling it I know it's called Delarella Islands or something like that, but I can't pronounce it. I can't pronounce it, and I honestly do not care. Because the island, as far as I'm concerned, is irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant. I know it's supposed to be like the Orange Islands of the Universe region, but it's nothing like that. At least with that, it has some decent fights. This has just been underwhelming, to say the least. It's gotten to the point I just stopped watching the episode altogether. So I can't really, that's one of the other reasons why I can't comment too much on it. Because I've still I think the first 8 episodes, and I was like, I'm done. I can't watch this anymore. It was hard getting through the first 4 episodes. Especially with what they did to Team Rocket. Which is another thing, so is that people complain that Team Rocket became too evil and all of that. I'm like, and they lost their personalities. Alright, I'll agree with them that they did kind of lose some personalities. But they did fix that a little more with the Anarch. Kind of gave it back to have them be confident. But they didn't have to dumb them down and completely demote them, which I thought was completely unnecessary. And it was really cheap. Because for people who see my first part, you already know how I feel about the show. Like personally, I feel like outside of this region and the whole region, the show is really like mediocre. Honestly, it really is. And I felt this region could have risen the show to new heights just with that storyline alone. But then they canceled it. They completely retconned it, and then they gave us a more watered down version, a watered down and rushed version. I will give them credit that they did a pretty decent job with ending Corliss, because they made Corliss more evil, and they gave End some decent development, but action and get development. But I'm not really expecting too much from that anyway. But I'm just glad they did a decent job with ending Corliss. Jesus, they did an okay job with. as far as like the main grunts like Brad and Angie, who are pretty much the main grunts from the plasma game, I mean from the Pokemon games, they did a decent job with them. I think Angie outshined Brad by miles. Very, she outshined him. There weren't really any Pokemon sages. Like they were in the flashback with the Reshiram thing. Oh, that's another thing too. You only see Zekrom once, and that's in the first episode of this region. And you only see Reshiram in the what was it? The last episode of the N arc when he summons him. And also the N arc is pretty much them trying to summon Reshiram and control it with a Pokemon control device, similar to that of the control device that Team Rocket had back in Johto when they were trying to enhance a Pokemon's ability. It's pretty much their device, Corliss's device, excuse me. Corliss's device is literally Team Rocket's device done better. That's literally what that was. One of the things I didn't like about that was the fact that Pikachu was shot by that thing like at least like times throughout that entire arc, and it got annoying. And they really overdid it with the special. And I didn't like how the arc itself ended because it felt because the entire battle between them and first off, Team Rocket teams up with Looker, who they brought back, from Zone Region, and well, I heard he's in the game, so. But anyway, they bring him back. He teams up with Team Rocket, who teams up with Ash to bring down Team Plasma, and it's pretty much a Team Plasma beatdown. That's what the last episode of that arc was. It was literally a Team Plasma beatdown, and I couldn't stand that. It was annoying. One cool scene I did like was when he was flinging the he's flinging the plasma grunts around. He's trying to speak with Reshiram. I thought that was really funny. They did have Team Rocket blast all the times because after I probably need to backtrack for a second because after the castle special between Team Rocket and Team Plasma, they wind up going through some shows that you either like or because after that you have the subway train special where the Team Rocket tries to kidnap all of Ash and Company's Pokemon and they fail. I didn't like it until the very end because I thought the ending was kind of stupid. And I liked it because they had Meowth going there and join Ash and Company to betray them. I thought it was kind of interesting. And then they had the next special with the Thunders, Landers, and Tornadoes thing, which I thought was also, the way it ended was also stupid. Probably more stupid than the Subway one because in the special after the next one, they still captured Thunders, Landers, and Tornadoes. Anyway, the Metal Weather special, but before that you had like this turtle thing I found. I kind of know what this name is called now, so I'm not gonna go there. When they tried like the ancient world Pokemon, and it was alright. But the Thunders, Landers, and Tornadoes one, the way that ended was stupid because the whole point of that special was to try to catch those 3 legendaries, and they succeed for the most part, but Ash attacks part of the plane, the helicopter, and it damages it, and they have to leave them there. However, 2 specials later, Giovanni comes back for the second time, summons Thunderous, Landers, and Tornadoes with Meloetta, and then upgrades them to their second form. So I was like, you pretty much captured them anyway, so I was like, what was the point of them losing that special? Or even more so, what was the point of the special then? It was stupid, and I already know why they didn't have them win that special, because if they did, it would have been too dark. Because had they won that special, the island in which those 3 legendaries were located at would have disintegrated and withered away, and it would have been too dark and kids and all of that crap. The Metal one was decent. I mean, it was cool to see Giovanni actually do something in this region, which I thought was cool. Because up to this point, he's just been sitting there. We always see him like every now and again. Usually at the beginning and ending of a region, at least from like Hoenn and up. But this time we actually see him more and see him actually do something. And see him be evil. and try to take over the world. However, after the Mellow special, it kind of the trio kind of degresses a bit, where they go to the point where they are blasting off again, just not as bad. At least not until the end of the end arc. After that, it is just bad. Because first they get thrown into the water a few times, and then after that, they get shot blasting off away, in which the smoke is under their feet like they're blasting off like a rocket. Get it? See? Yeah, they're really clever with that, huh? Stupid. It was a really stupid way to handle that arc. I did not like. But then again, we're going back into the whole DA season and how stupid that season and how it's really a waste of time. Which brings me back to the point of why didn't they just extend the arc? I'm assuming they did it because they probably thought the games were gonna come out sooner, and then they found out it didn't. They were, pre-mood, and then they realized, oh crap, we rushed this arc, and we still have a few months before this game comes out. What are we gonna do? I know, let's make a filler arc. That's my theory anyway. Oh, I should also mention that they do bring Charizard in this end arc as well, which was meh to me. I know a lot of people were hyped to see him come back, but I thought it was really cheap, honestly. Especially when he really didn't do much of anything. He was just there for the most part. Like he had a meh clash with Dragonite, and he did not battle Reshiram. And this also brings me to my other problem. The opening for that arc. I did not like it. Both the Japanese and the English versions. First, they're cock teases. They really are, especially the Japanese version. Like, it sounds cool and all. I like the music itself. The opening, it does look cool. But the cock tease. Because most of the stuff that happens in that opening does not happen. Or if it does, it was like, meh. Really. Dragonite, Charizard does not battle Reshiram. Ash only sees Sharon once. Actually, he's only met him once throughout the entire region, and he does not battle them. He's just the gym leader of a random gym. Wow, this video is actually longer than I thought it was going to be. And I still haven't even gotten to like half the video yet. Oh, goodness gracious. But yeah, those are like issues I had. I thought I had to bring that up too. Oh, another thing I didn't like is the fact that the special did something really annoys me, which is they keep referencing the special that they canceled, which is annoying because it's like I can see they're trying to get people to forget about it, but at the same time they keep shoving it in our faces. Like, look, you see how cool this is? Well, you're never gonna see it. Really annoying. I can't believe they did that. And that's just the whole Team Rocket and Team Plasma situation. Like, I thought they did an okay job at it, but it could have been done better. And it's not like that it couldn't have been done better, it's just that they didn't do it. They copped out. Now, two other situations, because I think I'm pretty much done with that situation. I thought I'd just touch on that. Well, it's funny, I actually thought it was going to be more, I thought it was actually going to be relatively more longer than I thought I was about the situation, because that really annoyed the crap out of me. But moving on. Iris and Silent. Oh, I forgot to mention Iris gets a Dragonite later on. Dawn comes back. Yeah, you know how you feel about it. Iris and Silent, I thought they were decent. I know a lot of people hated them. I don't hate them. I believe Iris was very annoying in the beginning of the region. But she develops more. One of the problems I do have with Iris and Silent is that they're pretty much Misty and they're pretty much a new version of Misty and Brock. Now they are pretty much Misty and Brock done better, but I would have liked if they had their own personalities. Well, Silent, he did have more of his own personality, but Iris was pretty much like a copy and paste Misty. It was really annoying. That was kind of stupid, but the development was actually decent between them two. That I did like. Another thing I do, another reason why I say that Misty and Brock done better is because they actually had goals. Not to say Misty and Brock didn't have goals, it's just that their goals became irrelevant after the first region, honestly. And more so, they actually made steps to complete their goals. Like Misty's goal was to become a water Pokemon master, and Brock's was to become a breeder, a Pokemon breeder. However, you see very little steps of them making that. Like the most we've ever seen Misty make steps to that was capturing water Pokemon and participating in the Water Cup back in the Whirlwind's Island arc in Johto. You know, during the 5th season of Johto, the Master Quest season. That's really the only time we actually see them make progress with that. And Brock, we only see him make progress when he makes food for everyone, when he's cooking for everybody. But honestly, and I know some people had a problem with Brock deciding to become a Pokemon doctor at the end of Sinnoh, but I think he should have done that sooner, much sooner, because I always felt that he made more progression as a Pokemon doctor than a Pokemon breeder, even though he said he wouldn't become a Pokemon doctor. But he always did make more progress in that, so I think he should have became that sooner. Just saying. Iris's goal was to become a Dragon Pokemon Master, and Silence was to become a Pokemon Connoisseur. But they actually made progress in that because they actually had episodes in which they actually dealt with that. And not only that, but another reason why Silence was done is Silence actually still remembered that he was a gym leader. Brock did not give too much intel as far as him being a gym leader. I mean, he didn't act like a gym leader that much. I think the most I ever seen him really act like a gym leader was during Ash's first gym battle in Sinnoh. And maybe one or two other times when Ash was out. Like, you know, the only times I remember Brock actually legitimately act like a gym leader after he, you know, started traveling with Ash. So, yeah. Another thing that they did, but could have done better, which I did like, was that they actually gave Iris and Silent rivals. Something that Brock and Misty desperately needed, because they didn't really have any rivals. People to push them further to their highest limit. So I like that they gave them rivals. I didn't like how they were done, because I thought they could have been done better, because I felt like, at least with Silent's rival, it felt like he wasn't really acknowledging her as a rival, but more like he felt awkward around her. Iris's, I guess, felt a little more like a rivalry, but it felt more childish. I guess you could say it felt more like Ash and Gary's type of rivalry. But it was a rivalry nonetheless. And Ash also got a few rivals. He had Bianca, he had Stefan, he had Kyram, and Trip. So he had like 4 rivals. I think Sharon was supposed to be a rival of Ash, but they decided just to, I guess, scrap that and decided to introduce him later on in one episode, but I already talked about that. So you have the rivals. I thought they were done decent. They were done alright. They could have done better. I did like that they showed up more. They actually had more battles. And this also goes into another thing. The gym battles and the club explosion battles and the Pokemon League. The Pokemon League was done, no. The gym battles were pretty solid. I liked them. They were done really solidly. The club explosions, I think, were like the best of the battles because it covers everyone, including Iris, Silent, and their rivals. So everyone got to battle each other. And those were actually had, I think, some of the best battles in this region. However, I think that's also a con because I felt like it took away from the Pokemon League and it suffered greatly. Because I was not anticipating the Pokemon League at all this region, and sure enough, it turned out to be crap. That league was rushed. Very, very rushed. It was really short, and it was meh. First off, Iris Silent rivals are not battling this, so that already takes out some of the excitement. Because now it's Ash and his rivals. Second of all, Ash's battle with the rivals were not good. Ash's well, not that good. Ash battles Trip at the beginning of the league, and he beats him. Ash loses to Chiron. It's like, I know some people really complain about that. I didn't think it was that bad. I think I've seen worse, but it was still pretty bad. But there is worse though. One thing I did like was that Ash actually started catching Pokemon again. Like legitimately started catching a lot of Pokemon. I think he caught up to like 9 Pokemon. Because he caught a water type, a fire type. Let me see. A water type, fire type, flying type, grass type, bug type, dark type. I think a ground type. And 2 other types I can't remember. He evolved. Oh, a rock type. He finally catches a type in this one. I still feel like I'm forgetting one. Oh, he catches a Croc. So I guess that would be the No, the Toad is the poison type. So he catches a poison type this one, and he catches a ground type, which would be the Croc. He fully evolves the Croc, and he evolves his Tempig. And the rock Pokemon, the Rock and Roller, and the Leafani, the bug type. He evolves a bird one, the flying one, because those always get evolved. So I was happy that he actually started catching a lot of Pokemon again, because he hasn't done this since Kanto. Another thing too is that they actually got more. They actually have personalities. Not to say that they necessarily lost personalities as the series went on, but they didn't really have that many personalities. Like it was like certain Pokemon had it, but other ones did not. Almost all of Ash's Pokemon in this region had personalities, as well as Iris and Silence. So I like that. Like Dragonite, for example, it had a personality. It was pretty cool. Dragonite was cool when he first got introduced because he's introduced when Dumb's back for the Pokemon World Tournament Junior Cup, which is another problem I have, which is the fact that they never legitimately did the Pokemon World Tournament, but they did like a watered down version of it with the Junior Cup, but it is what it is, I suppose. It was alright. We got to see Dawn battle, so for any Dawn fans, I guess you guys be happy about that. Actually, I believe Dawn battle Iris. Anyway, what else is there to say about this? So yeah, I think that's about it. I'm gonna try to shorten this video because it's already like past 40 minutes. This is literally the longest video I've ever made so far. But I think that's all the main points. Oh, Ash battles the champion before the way before the league itself, and he beats the champion. Yeah, just thought I'd mention that. So as a whole, how do I feel about the region? I thought this region was decent. It brought some sort of interesting concepts. The main thing I had a problem with which was the amount of cop-outs that this region had and missed opportunities. I think this region is a big missed opportunity. I think it could have been a lot better had they actually went through with some things. For example, I think Ash's rivals, Iris and Silence rivals, should have gotten more development. I'll give them a pat on the back of the fact that they actually, you know, gave like Iris and Silence rules period, as well as given Ash a few more rivals, and a diverse group as well. Because his rivals were pretty diverse, so I'll give them a pat on the back for that. But they really did they needed more development. Trip was the one that easily got the most development out of all the rivals. Bianca got some decent development, I guess. You know, the other ones didn't need a lot. The Team Rocket and Team Plasma stuff, they really just did the storyline the way they intended to. Even if they would just, like, even if they just canceled the special, that would have been fine with that. How they just did the special. I mean, they just did the storyline. They should have did both Black and White 1 and Black 2 storylines. That's how I feel. And have Team Rocket be the catalyst for that. What else did I like? The gym battles were pretty good, honestly. I actually did like the gym battles in this. The rival battles were pretty decent. The Pokemon League was bad. We didn't get to see the 4 of the Unova region, unfortunately. We did get to see the champion. He was more involved in this region, which was cool. And Cynthia also came back too. We saw Dawn again. We got this and some decent development in his arc. Plasma didn't live up to the hype, but they did a decent job with them, I guess. From what they did with them, they did actually Rocket vs. Team Plasma episode to make up for the cancel special. It wasn't as good, but it was alright. It's still entertaining to watch to an extent. But they really need to cut out the filler that they had in that arc. They had a filler in that arc, which was stupid. But overall, if I was to rate this arc, I'd give it like a 4 or 5. Like a 5, either a 5 for okay or 4 for subpar. But I do think this arc I do think the saga as a whole was better than usual for the most part. Because the way I rate the regions is that Hoenn is the top region, Unova is the second one, Kanto's in the middle, Sinnoh is second to last, and Johto is at the bottom. Yes, I think Johto is worse than Sinnoh, people. Johto was the epitome of filler. All that region was just them wandering around for the most part. That's how at least that's how I see it. It was an improvement over Kanto, but at least when it came to the gym battles, but none of those gym battles were really memorable, and there was way too much filler, and the show got really repetitive at that time. So that's the reason why I rate that at the bottom. And with Sinnoh, it had the same problem. At least with Sinnoh, there's a little more going on. So that's how I rate it. Hoenn at the top, Unova is the second, Kanto's third, Sinnoh's 4, and Johto is 5th at the bottom. So, how do you feel about Best Wishes / Black and White / Unova Region Saga? How do you feel about Ash and Newcomans? How do you just feel about all of it as a whole? Do you think it was done well? Do you think it could have been done better? Personally, I think it was done alright. It was done okay, but could have been done much better. As I said, there was a lot of missed opportunities and cop-outs. But, you know, it's better than usual, I suppose. Well, I'm going to end the video here. I think I pretty much got what I want to say out of this. Leave a comment and subscribe. And rate if you want to. I might do more parts. Oh, before I end this video, I'll probably give a little more of my intake on the XMA. I am not looking forward to it per se. I'll watch like the first 48 episodes to see how I feel about it. Alright, I'll keep it like this. If I'm not convinced by like maybe the 10th episode, I'm not gonna watch the rest of it. I really just get it to 4 episodes, but I might extend it a little more because it's Pokemon. But I'll see what happens. But I'm not really expecting much. As far as even with the whole like the Team Rocket stuff, I'm expecting them to be just as bad as ever. Especially after seeing what Team Flare looks like and what they're about. I mean, their whole mission is pretty much to make money, and they look like a bunch of fashion rejects. They really look goofy. So I'm not really expecting a lot. And plus, this region seems to be more about you know, Pokemon, the gameplay itself, but but as a whole, I'm not really expecting a lot. As far as Aris and Silent going to travel with Ash, I don't know. I don't think so. If they do, I'm fine with it. If they don't, I'm fine with it. I don't really care that much. But that's how I feel about that. I'll catch like the 4 to 8 episodes, maybe 10. I'll see how I feel about it. I might make another video letting you know how I feel about the first few episodes when they come out. It will be out in, I think the anime is coming out on October 17th, the Japanese version. The dub just got into the dot season, so the dot arc. So yeah. So yeah, yeah, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.